Greetings to all. Today my topic for presentation is US registration for foreign drugs. In this I am going to cover introduction, regulatory framework, potential obstacles, data submission and conclusion. So what is foreign drug? Foreign drugs are the imported drugs that we import from the other countries. Question arises, why there is a need of foreign drugs? All around the world, person is in the need of medicines. Some are available locally and remaining needs to import from one country to another. This enhances the trade of the drug from one country to another country. There is continuing interest in development, US FDA approval and importation of foreign drug in US market. The existing FDA regulation continue to place significant challenges on both foreign and US manufacturers. Foreign companies are subjected to the same FDA scrutiny as US company. Here the scrutiny means surveillance, to have the close watch. The importation of foreign drugs need to comply with regulations because FDA has become more enforcement minded but with a twist. Although the drug development process may be similar in different regions, difference due to culture, medical practice, demographics and other factors can impact how rapidly new drug gain access to different markets. The agency is increasingly concerned about GMP compliance in the manufacturing of APIs used in US. Talking about regulatory framework, there are two types of regulatory entities. The US Food and Drug Administration FDA and another is the International Conference of Harmonization. So US Food and Drug Administration it set the criteria for acceptance, whereas ICH International Conference on Harmonization it addresses the issue with specific guidelines and CTD. So US FDA Food and Drug Administration regulation governing the approval of new drug to the market are covered in Code of Federal Regulation CFR Title 21 Part 314. If the agency feels that criteria listed have been met, it may approve the product and based on foreign studies. The FDA has approved approximately 80 drugs based on solely on clinical data generated outside the United States. Talking about International Council of Harmonization, ICH has examined ways to help make clinical data collected in one region acceptable to regulatory authorities of another region. An outcome of this ongoing effort is ICH Guideline E5, ethnic factor in the acceptability of foreign clinical data. For sponsor of foreign drugs, ICH Guidelines E5 complements the FDA regulation. Once that has been accomplished, the sponsors must be able to extrapolate the study data to the population of new region, in this case the United States. If the sponsor or regulatory agency is concerned that ethnic difference could have significant impact on the safety or efficacy of the drug in the new population, additional to data may be necessary. The core concept of ICH Guidelines E5 is bridging study. So here bridging studies means study performed in new region to provide clinical data on safety, efficacy and dosage form. Now comes potential obstacles. The issue that sponsor of foreign drugs must address fall into three broad categories. These are CMC, chemistry, manufacturing and control issues, non-clinical issues and clinical issues. Talking about CMC, chemistry, manufacturing and control issues. The FDA requires the same CMC information for foreign drugs as it does for unapproved new domestic drugs. All drugs manufacturers must comply with CGMP for finished pharmaceuticals as specified in 21 CFR 211. Manufacturers must meet USP standards for the drug substance, its excipient or the drug product if available. Sponsor of foreign drugs should follow ICH quality guidelines regarding stability, validation of analytical procedures, acceptable level of impurities, residual solvents, etc. Sponsor may submit information regarding the chemistry and manufacturing of drug substance, product, excipients or packaging in drug master file. Now, importation procedure and related issues. Foreign manufacturer must register with the FDA drug listening branches and have a drug establishment number assigned to them. In order to import a foreign drug product through US custom, the importer should provide relevant documentations. Foreign manufacturer must also have US agent who resides in or maintains a physical place of business in the United States. FDA inspection of foreign manufacturers. The FDA may inspect a foreign manufacturing site. If the FDA conduct an inspection and find a problem, the inspector will report his and her observations of conditions and practice observed at the site of FDA Form 483. Now comes non-clinical issue. The data must demonstrate safety for human subject during clinical trials and for patient when the drug is marketed. The ICH guideline M3, timing of preclinical studies in relation to clinical trials, addresses journal consideration in regard to when non-clinical studies are conducted in a drug development program. In order for a foreign non-clinical data to acceptable to the FDA, the testing must be conducted according to GMP, found in 21 CFR 58. The drug substance and the drug product tested in non-clinical studies should be relevant to product that the sponsor intend to market in United States. The final safety database should reflect known safety concerns that have been observed in either animal humans throughout drug development. It is important that sponsor conduct the non-clinical testing in specific whose ADME are relevant to human. Now, clinical issues. By planning to address intrinsic and extrinsic ethnic difference throughout the drug development process, the sponsor of foreign drugs may save time, reduce the need of replicate studies, and build stronger case for FDA acceptance. Investigator selection. Selected investigators must be familiar with conducting controlled clinical trial according to GMP guidelines. Selected sites should have sufficient research, training and experience in conducting trials that may eventually be audited by FDA. Control of investigational drug product and control over the conduct of the investigation are essential for US registration. Now comes data submission. A description of investigation qualification. Data submission includes all these: a description of investigator qualification, a description of research facilities, a detailed summary of protocol and result of study and case record maintained by investigator, a description of drug substance and drug product used in clinical study. Now, conclusion. Development of a foreign drug for approval in US market is similar to development of US drug. Regardless of where the drug originate or where data were collected, sponsor must meet the same requirements. Companies that develop foreign drugs must plan carefully and communicate with FDA earlier and often. Drug development is a challenging for pharmaceutical companies everywhere. The foreign elements may complicate the process somewhat, but it is not an impossible obstacle. So this all about the foreign drug. Thank you.